Hello, everybody. It is Briximus Prime, and right now I'm tired, but it's a new day. It is a new live stream. I have not done one of these live stream unboxings in like 3 months or so. It's been a very hot minute. The reason why I haven't done a live stream unboxing in so long is because I'm just going to take these off. The reason why I haven't done a live stream unboxing in so long is because well, I had TFCon coming up and a Disney trip, and that was 2 weeks ago. And so before the trip, I kept saving a bunch of money for the trip, and so I wasn't spending money on stuff coming in the mail, and so I wasn't able to do live stream unboxings. I had nothing coming in the mail, so so there was just nothing to actually do. Hey, Firewall, am I finally back with the milk? All right, I'm done already. I'm ending this live. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, I don't have the milk. I entirely forgot to grab the milk. But I am here. I am here, and we've got new packages. New packages to open. We have three. And yeah, I just wanted to do some channel updates. I mentioned that the reason why I hadn't done any live stream unboxings is because I was saving money for my TFCon Disney trip, so I wasn't ordering stuff online, and so there was no packages to open. So that's the reason why there was no live stream for so long. But obviously I have been trying to keep up with the reviews, and I have been trying to keep up with content, though I have been kind of falling behind on that. But that being said, though, I have a bunch of aloha. I do have a bunch of extra. I have a bunch of footage from TFCon that I'm going to upload. I have a toy hunt that I'm currently editing right now. Not right now, but like it's like halfway through being edited, and it's going to be uploaded probably by tonight or tomorrow. But I have a new toy hunt that's on the way. So there's that video you can look forward to, and I have a bunch of new stuff to review. Again, I picked up stuff during the toy hunt. I've got this stuff here. There's plenty of stuff to review, even some stuff that's not Transformers. Like, for example, during the month of April, now that the One Piece anime is done with its break, its 6-month break, I was going to start getting back on the horse for One Piece reviews. I have a bunch of stuff from One Piece that I haven't reviewed yet. That also being said, I do also have down here, I also have this One Piece model kit I have not built yet, and I intend to build this and put it together on a live stream. I just have been very lazy about it, but again, then I decided I should wait till April when One Piece starts back up again, so I'll be doing a live stream unboxing on this model kit at some point, and then I'll do a review on the model kit itself. But point is, I've got stuff planned, and yeah, I guess we'll talk about the haul and everything. I'm not going to talk about the TFCon or Disneyland haul. I was also at Disney. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but point is, I'm not going to show off anything I got from there. That's just going to be in the video. But I did, however, get recently some new comic books. I recently got caught up with Skybound. I have the most recent issue of G.I. Joe, though I think another one is like just about to come out, or did come out, something like that. I have the newest issue of Void Rivals. I also have the newest issue of Transformers. So I'm all caught up with the Skybound comic books. I also got a free comic book for my comic book shop, so that's nice. Never read it before. And then I also have the most recent issue from Rippaverse Comics. It's the Blood Ruth comic line. But yeah, again, it seems to be a typical tradition that I seem to go through comic book stuff with you guys. But anyway, there's that. Now moving on to I do Nick. It's Nick. Nick is in the chat. Hello. Hi, Nick. Yes, I do also love the Skybound series. I'm really happy that I've been reading it lately, and I finally got caught up on it. McHammer, hi. Yeah, it has been a while. It has been a hot minute. But I'm here now. Uh, yes, everything is going well. I guess another thing I'll also mention again, you guys are kind of getting an exclusive forward teaser into the upcoming brain fart. You guys are going to get an exclusive preview of the upcoming Toy Hunt haul. First off, I did manage to get both of the aerial bots from the most recent wave of, the new wave 1 of Age of the Primes. There's Slingshot, and then I've got Air Raid right here. I wasn't super passionate about the aerial bots at first, but after getting both of these figures in hand, oh man, these guys are fantastic. I'm really excited for the Superion Combiner. Yeah, these two are really fun on their own. I highly suggest them even as their own individual guys without the Combiner. And then I did also... Where is she? Oh, she's on another shelf. But I did get Solus Prime. I just don't have her on hand at the moment, but I do have Solus Prime. And then just yesterday, I found the Oh, see you later, AA Prime Nation. Have a good day. But yeah, just the other day, I finally found Sentinel Prime. As you can see, I have not opened him yet. I was actually going to open him on this live stream, in fact. So, just a little bit of extra behind the scenes, my first impressions of the Sentinel Prime figure. But yeah, I managed to find him yesterday. I'm very happy now. But yeah, I guess we'll do that right now. So yeah, how's everyone's day going? Have you gotten the Blockies Transformers? It's funny you mentioned that. I got 2 Blockies figures that were gifted to me by friends at TFCon. I'll mention about those in the actual... I also mentioned about it on Instagram for a little bit. But in the most recent toy hunt, I did also recently pick up the Wheeljack, the little Blockies Cogless Wheeljack. I wanted to get this guy. I also want the Hound and the Ironhide because they scale really well with the Studio Series Deluxes. But yes, to answer your question, I do have some of the Blockies, but I have this guy, and then I have another Blockies over there, and another one over there. I've got 3 Blockies figures so far. One of them was one that I actually bought. The other 2 were gifts that I had received. There's no Fall of Cybertron Bruticus. We're getting a Generation 1 Bruticus. I don't know if we will or if we will get a Fall of Cybertron version. That would still be cool if they did. But as of right now, Hasbro is more focused on remaking the Generation 1 Bruticus at the moment. But again, that would still be really awesome to get that other one. Also, I just realized... Is Sentinel labeled as an Autobot on the box, or is that just the generic branding? Because, I mean, he's not really an Autobot, and he's not really a Decepticon. That's whatever. It's whatever. But yeah, he looks pretty good already. Oh, he looks pretty good already. I am getting a little tired, though, of these little paper bags. But it's whatever, I guess. Let's get that out of there. Oh, my goodness. What did I just drop? Oh, I dropped his guns. I dropped a pair of guns for Sentinel Prime. He's also got his big old shield in there. Big and pink. Like Energon pink. And then there he is right there. Let me get the nippers to cut those ties. There we are. So anyway, how's everyone's day going? Oh, that came out really easy. Crap, I got garbage on my lap. clean that up real quick. I'm just going to shove it in the box. There we go. Okay. I'm on the hunt for Sentinel. Oh, hi, Megatronus Prime. I just realized who that was. Dude, Bricks, Sentinel is so good. That's what I've been hearing. They did announce him. Vortex is currently up for pre-order. Yes, he is. Vortex is up for pre-order. So again, they are doing G1 Bruticus. So let's see. So Sentinel looks really good in person. He's nice and tall. Good Voyager size. Yeah, he looks really good. He looks pretty good. I would have, the only thing, again, it's a very minor complaint, but minor complaint. Anyway, the yellow here, I would have loved for them to have done like something that they did on the knees, or it's like that metallic gold paint. I would have liked some more metallic gold painted throughout this figure, but you know, just to make him look a little prettier. But it is what it is. But hey, he's got some pretty articulated wings. The wings don't look entirely movie accurate, but that's okay. I'm not too concerned about that. But I was really curious about how this guy's battle mode works, because he has his standard robot mode, and then his robot mode can evolve into the battle armor mode that he had toward the end of the movie. And so I'm really curious to know how he does that. Ah. So you fold open his leg, and he has little fold-out missiles. Very interesting. And then you're supposed to be able to pull this down on his chest, and he's got a... Oh! That is very clever. So he's got this little hinge in there that swivels, and there's a battle mask in there. What's funny enough, the only other figure I've ever seen have a feature like this is you can't see him behind the boxes. My microphone's in the way too. The HasLab Star Saber has a very similar joint inside of his neck and upper chest, because he has the Brain Master, and the way how the Brain Master goes in, it slots into a thing very similar to this. Yeah, that's very interesting. I actually didn't think anyone else would actually kind of tackle that kind of engineering. And then you're supposed to separate his chest a little bit. You're supposed to how do you do this? There we go. You hinge open his pecs like so. And then you're supposed to be able to transform his forearms into the little arm cannon. Oh, very good. Very good. He has the little... that's really cool. So the way how he does the little arm cannon thing is his forearm slides up, and then now he's got that little arm cannon bit like he did in the movie. Cool. Cool. I'm not saying anything. I'm just upset. I kind of had a bit of a brain fart. I stopped talking for a minute. But yeah, he looks good. I like the way how he looks. In here, I have Megatron right here for size. As you can see, Megatron is about the same height, only except this guy is definitely a lot, you can tell from the backpack, he's definitely a lot chunkier, has a lot more of that Voyager heft to him, where this guy definitely has that more deluxe class kind of heft. I kind of imagine Darkwing to be similar to this size, like a Darkwing to kind of be like a figure about this big. Yeah, that's really cool how he's got this whole battle mode thing kind of going on. It's really cool how that works with Sentinel. Yeah, and he's got the battle mask and everything. That would be a cool feature to add to an Optimus later on in the future. Sentinel Phase 2 health bar. Yeah, that's what it seems like when he gets his upgraded form. It's like he's got a extra health. What is this? Oh, interesting. Yeah, let me fold that, put him into his standard robot mode again. That's a little iffy. These little cannon bits that just popped out of his leg kind of popped off, but they just pop right back in again. That was just something I noticed. But yeah, he looks pretty good in his standard robot mode. Again, as much as I didn't really like the character from Transformers 1, because again, he's Sentinel, but his robot design was really, really good in the movie. I loved the way how they designed him in the movie. And again, he has a great looking head sculpt, very clean paint going on right there. Yeah, I like it a lot. He seems like the best figure from this new wave, possibly. Yeah, I haven't tried out his articulation though. What's the range of his articulation? So it looks like he's got slight butterfly joint movement in the shoulders. Like I said, his head just swivels. Yeah, his shoulders rotate. The wings can fold forward and back. They can hinge up and down. Extra hinge going on in here for extra adjustability. His arms and shoulders can move out pretty far. He's got a bicep swivel. 90 degrees of bend at his elbow. He doesn't have wrist articulation. I would have liked some wrist articulation, but that's not too big a problem, I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot to give him the guns. I forgot to give him his flipping shield and guns this whole time. There's that on his arm. Got that shield. In the movie, I only ever saw him use the shield like once or twice, and they were like very, very brief. It was when he was fighting Megatron. But yeah. I wonder, does he have a... I'm actually really curious now. Does he have a... No, it doesn't look like it. I was hoping Sentinel was going to have like a mushroom peg on his waist joint so you could, rip him in half. But sadly, it looks like if you want to break him in half, you have to unscrew the waist off. You have to actually unscrew those holes right there and then separate everything. That's not worth it. That's not worth it. I guess if you really want a Sentinel that's worth ripping in half, you should buy the Blockies model kit. Unfortunately, if you are buying Age of Extinction Prime and Q off Amazon, they are sold out. Yeah, I kind of missed the window on. I missed the window on the Amazon orders for those guys. Nah, it's whatever. Honestly, I'm not really prioritizing Q very much, and the Optimus I can wait on for a bit. But yeah, I missed out. I heard about the Amazon stuff, but by the time I checked, they were already sold out. So I was like, nah, whatever. I'll have another chance to getting those guys at some point. But yeah, so there's Sentinel. I think I'll wait on transforming him into jet mode for now. Let's actually get into the packages at the moment. Throw that garbage away. Okay, let's get into the first box, the smallest one on the top. So this package came from Toy Arena. Shout out to Linkamus Prime and Glasses Kun. Yes, that's his handle. They both informed me about Toy Arena. Toy Arena is this really nice company that happened to get some figures in early, and they are based in California or whatever, and they're kind of like a big bad toy store kind of place and whatnot. Oh, here they are. They have a business card. Fantastic. See, there's the Toy Arena business. Again, not sponsored or anything. This is just a business card that they have inside the box. Anyway, that's a invoice. Anyway, I ordered a figure from them, and I'm very excited about this figure. I see it already. Oh, it's Constructicon Scrapper. We've got the new Studio Series 86 Constructicon Scrapper. Our first piece for the new Studio Series 86 Devastator. Oh, yes, I am very excited for this guy. You can see the Devastator art there on the side of the box. And then, you know, some promo images on the back. Also, they have an image of Devastator up there at the top corner. And again, 1 out of 5 to combine. It's proper that my first Constructicon is indeed Scrapper, because again, he's the leader of the Constructicons, which is weird because he forms a leg. You would have thought the leader would have been like the head or a torso piece, but yes. Hands look a little wonky. Yeah, they're a little wonky, but I mean, I can forgive that, especially since the Combiner Wars one had no elbows and such, but oh, I love the paint on this figure. Plus, I really like Scrapper as an individual character. I remember him quite a bit. Also, yeah, I did notice comparing the boxes together. Scrapper is labeled as a Decepticon. Sentinel Prime does not have a faction logo associated with him. So, again, he's kind of on his own side. So, again, that's nice to kind of see. But, yeah. Let's get him out of there. Let's get Scrapper out of the box. I tried hunting for this figure in stores in person, but just couldn't find him anywhere. So I decided to order him off of Toy Arena. Plus, also, I had a gift card that was given to me for my birthday. My birthday was back on March 5th, by the way. But I was sent it's Primus the Creator. Look at that, Primus. How's it going? I'm just buy a Bumblebee figure. I don't have to. Speaking of my birthday, a friend of mine bought me this. He bought me the 86 Bumblebee, which I did not own yet. So he bought it for me. Oh, and Primus, how about you build a Bumblebee before you buy one? You already bought the Bumblebee. You need to build it now. Freaking. Anyway, what was I in the middle of saying? Oh, yeah. Basically, long story short, for my birthday, I was given a digital gift card. You know, like one of those like digital gift cards with money on it. You can only use them online. Anyway, so I used it to order this guy. So I actually didn't necessarily spend any money for this figure because it was a gift card. Yeah, we've got Constructicon Scrapper. Oof. I've been seeing so many people posting pictures of this guy online, and it's been making me really jelly, but he is finally here now. And if I remember correctly, he comes with a piece of Devastator's gun in here. I need to clean off the desk. It's starting to get cluttered up here. Let's move you back. Sentinel, I need you to move. Over there. Scrapper's box right there. There we go. Clearing it up just a little bit. Here, let me also angle this down so you guys can see me actually doing the unboxing half. Again, this paper stuff is kind of whatever. See, there's a piece of the cannon. There's Scrapper's actual gun. And there's the other part of Devastator's gun. So as you can see, if you combine these together, there we are. There's Devastator's gun. Very nice. Very similar to what they did to Combiner Wars, where it separates into 2 separate parts for 2 different miniguns. But honestly, this is Scrapper's actual gun, so this is just the one I'm going to give him. But yeah, he's a really nice Voyager. Also, I like the shade of green on this particular set of the Constructicons better than the... Yeah, I like this shade of green better than the other ones. I like the shade of green better than the Combiner Wars Constructicons. Because the Combiner Wars ones, it made it look very unpainted and very, like, cheap-looking, where this one looks a little better. Yes, he does have pinned wheels. And they have nicely painted rims as well. But he does have the pinned wheels. Yeah, very nice. Again, love the paint apps going all over him with the chest. He looks really good. Again, I love the face in there. He has such an iconic face. Plus, I'm also a fan of the Transformers Devastation video game, and so this guy also is featured in that game a lot because, you know, Constructicons, Devastator, Devastation. So yeah, we got Scrapper. Yeah, let me... Garbage on my lap again. Okay. Now the question... Hang on. I accidentally bumped my mic. There we go. All right, so the question is, should I try transforming these guys into their vehicle modes, or should I try... or should I just move on to the next box? You know, I'll at least try Scrapper. I'll at least transform Scrapper. He doesn't look like he's too complicated. I don't think Sentinel is very complicated either, but we'll try it. So let's see. So Scrapper, you got to fold in his wrists. Again, it does suck that this guy does not have wrist swivel. I really would have liked this guy to have wrist swivel. Again, same with goes for Sentinel. Sentinel didn't have wrist swivel either. But so here's Scrapper. Let's see if I can figure out the transformation for him. Because again, I'm not looking at the instructions. So his chest opens, head folds in. That's pretty typical. Ah, clever. Oh, so these go back, and then I'm assuming these... Ah, his legs fold in a very similar way to the Combiner Wars ones. You can tell that they're taking inspiration from what went right last time as opposed to this time. Yeah, this guy is not very complicated. This won't take long. I'll open the next box after Scrapper. Yeah, Scrapper looks like he's pretty easy. Rotate that bit, and then this part goes into there on the sides. Dang, this thing transforms so simplistically, and he looks so good. It's like, it's almost like mind-boggling, because it's like, what the flip were they even doing back in Combiner Wars when this thing exists? Like, come on, guys, what was going on? Oof. Well, there you go. See, that didn't take very long. I didn't even have flippin' instructions with me. So again, that was pretty easy to figure out. And again, his gun just kind of, I think it's supposed to like stick, yeah, like right there on the back. He just kind of carries it back there like a piece of cargo. And then these, I think they just tab on other tabs on him somewhere. Also, again, you can also move around the bucket, you know, for those extra Constructicon play features. Very nice. Okay. I guess we'll get into the next box, like I said. Sorry, just trying not to dox myself. Okay. This package came from GameStop, actually. That might kind of clue some people in as to what's in here. But, sorry, I accidentally hit the camera. But yeah, this is from GameStop. Dang, there's a lot of packing material in there. Bags of air. Ooh. I don't need that. Okay, next box. You know, what are people saying? Off topic, but I presume you couldn't find Brave New World Red Hulk, or you didn't want to get it. I did not want to get it because I already bought that other comic book Red Hulk, which I did a review on, like, end of February. It was my last Marvel Legends video. It was not too long ago, but I did I like that Red Hulk more than the MCU one. Anyway, next figure, Megatronus Prime, already kind of guessed it. It was Prima Prime. I have actually been, when they first announced this figure, I wasn't like, I was still hyped because again, it's 13 primes, but I wasn't really like, I didn't really like the head design all that much because it's like G1 mixed with the Covenant of Primus book design. But after the fact, now that they've done the design changes, or well, not design changes, but like over time, as I kept looking at photos, I started to really warm up to this look for Prima. And so I'm actually quite hyped to get this thing. I love that he has the Star Saber, he has his own Matrix of Leadership, and again, I've just been looking forward to this release. Granted, though, I'm still really hyped for Megatronus more than everyone else. But and again, he'll get his time when that happens. But I still remember when this thing was leaked online. I still remember when the prototype for this guy was leaked online, and the whole prototype was like in that bright goldish color. So I find it interesting that they went with this look instead. So there's the blade for the legendary Star Saber. And then he's got the Matrix of Leadership in the hilt. So you got to take the two. I can totally see them reusing this and then just making a new blade accessory for like future figures. I can totally see that being something, but there it is. There's the Star Saber with the Matrix of Leadership in the hilt, kind of based around the Covenant of Primus book. So very good. And again, if you ever need to swap it around, you can swap the blade around and have it going the other way if you ever need to do that. So that's pretty clever how they did that. Plus, I don't think it really matters because you can also just remove the Matrix and I guess move it to the other side if you really had to, but it does properly go on that side because it has little grooves that go into the handle. But there's the Star Saber sword. I have the power. No, wrong 80s franchise. But yeah, there's Prima. Let's get him out of there. Yeah, I haven't been buying a lot of Masters of the Universe figures lately. I've kind of been, because I only really collect Skeletors now, and I kind of don't really care about anyone else anymore, and I kind of already have my fill of Skeletors, so I haven't really been collecting Masters of the Universe figures like I used to. But yeah, here is looking at Prima. Like I said, I've been looking forward to this thing. Ooh. Well, first impressions, he feels good. The plastic feels very sturdy. It feels very dense. Yeah, look at that head design. His head can look up quite a bit. I like how much head articulation there is in there. I wish more figures had this kind of head articulation. Yeah, it looks like his shoulders can rotate quite a bit. His shoulder pads move a lot. Holy crap. The shoulder pads can like literally like move out of the way for shoulder articulation. That's awesome. Looks like he has like extra hinge joints in there that are kind of loose from his transformation. I didn't realize this guy had opening hands. Holy crap. I didn't even realize he had opening hands. Holy mackerel. Did I just say holy mackerel? I just said that out of pure instant. He's got bicep swivel over 90 degrees of bend at his elbow. Let's see, what else does he have? Oh yeah, he has the Matrix chamber in there. Bada bing, bada boom. Now you just gotta remove the Matrix from the sword and you stick it in his chest. Also, I like how they gave him a unique Matrix that has like the silver. And again, very nice Matrix chamber. He's also got a waist joint. Feels really good, actually. The joints on this thing feel amazing. Yeah, he's got a nice waist joint. You can move these hip skirts out of the way so his legs can, kick out. Thigh swivel. Oh, he has a backwards, he has a arching back, like, ab crunch kind of thing going on. Yeah, he's also got his hips can move forward quite a bit. They can move back about that far. See, his knees can bend pretty far. If he didn't have these tires here, his knees could bend in a lot farther. But obviously those are due to the transformation. And then his ankles can hinge up and down a little bit. I like that. I like it when figures have the toe articulation. It does make for some really nice dynamic poses. And he's got some real nice ankle pivot. That is fantastic. And then, of course, you can kind of see his backpack. It's kind of been flashing on screen as I've been messing around with this guy. Yeah, he's got a pretty decent backpack. I would have liked maybe they figured out a way how to get this panel right here to fold up, and it would have cleaned up his back just a little bit more. But I mean, it's a minor complaint. It's not that minor. Sorry. You really were a great. Okay, I'm done with that. We're done with that. Is Prima Prime taller than Studio Series 32 Optimus? Studio Series 32 Optimus. Let me see. 32 is that's the Bayverse Prime, right? Where did I put my 32 Optimus? Where is he? Where did I put my 32 Optimus? I had him around here somewhere. Or here, actually, let me just grab this guy. I do happen to have... Oh, here's my Dark of the Moon number 44 Optimus. Prima Prime stands at about the same height. I'm trying to keep their feet as even as possible. It looks like he's about the same height, maybe even like a very microscopic smidge taller, but they're pretty much the same height. Speaking of Mattel, and in case you didn't hear, McFarlane might lose the license for DC to Mattel. I did hear about that. Honestly, I don't really collect DC figures all that much, but that is a big piece of news because I feel like McFarlane has had the DC line for so long. And again, those figures are everywhere. The McFarlane DC stuff is everywhere. But again, in my opinion, I think it's best that the line ends up going to Mattel because Mattel will actually make things aside from Batman and Superman, where McFarlane was kind of very narrow-minded by sticking only to like a couple certain figures. It was basically just Batman, Batman's Rogues Gallery, and even then, not even all his Rogues Gallery, and then like Superman's, and then very rarely would they end up going to like Flash, Wonder Woman, Green Lanterns, and Aquamans, and yeah, I think it does. It does kind of hurt the brand if you've been around for so long and now you're losing it. Because again, didn't McFarlane have the brand since like 2018 or something, like 2017? It was a couple of years before COVID. But hey. Prima Prime looks great. Let me actually put the Star Saber in his hand. That's a nice firm grip. That's what she said. But yeah, he's got his Star Saber. Warrior of Light. Prima Prime. Leader of the Primes. Yeah, he looks really good. Yeah, the head design has grown on me, I will admit. Like, I don't hate it as much as not hate is a strong word, but like I don't dislike it as much as I did before. And again, Voyager with wrist rotation. You taking notes, Scrapper and Sentinel? Get freaking wrist rotation on your Voyagers. Not just wrist rotation. This guy had finger articulation. Like, come on. But yeah, there's freaking Prima. You know what? I'm going to also try and transform this guy into his Cybertronian truck mode. It doesn't look like it's going to be very complicated. Because again, he has this huge backpack back here, so it doesn't look like it's going to be super complicated. So his neck has to rotate while this bit also rotates. Does his waist have to rotate at all? I think it might. Ooh. Trying to rotate out those wheels. Oh, there we go. That's how that works. Okay, fantastic. So the wheels just hinge up and over like that, and his feet fold in and tab in. Interesting. And then I'm assuming next step is to do this. Though I think his hip skirts stay down. I think those have to stay down when you fold it. Yeah, those stay down. And then these combine together. Sorry, just responding to a text real fast. Sorry, just responding to a text. But, yeah. Anyway. Goldamus Prime, hello. Transformers Studio Series, The Last Night, Age of Extinction, Optimus Prime Leader Class figure. I don't have it. I don't have that figure yet. So I don't really have an opinion on it, really. Because, again, how can I have an opinion on something I don't have? Yeah, I think it looks good. I like how that figure has a removable backpack. I'm really interested to know how that works exactly. Hang on, how does this flipping... Oh, actually, hang on. I figured it out. I figured out what I did wrong. You have to rotate his waist around. And then you move these down. Then there's a hinge joint that goes in here. Wait, but then where do his arms go? Hang on, huh? If that's how that works, where do his arms go? Oh, I see it now. So yeah, this goes there, this goes there. His arms go forward and are supposed to form part of the front bumper of this figure. The front bumper of the truck mode that he's turns into. But then where do the arms go? I might actually need to consult the instructions for this one. No matter how you feel about McFarlane oversaturating the market with Batman, you can't deny the fact that Batman sells, and he sells well. That is true, but I mean, like, not just McFarlane. If everyone sold nothing but Batman, then we would never get figures of other characters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be able to actually piece things out. It's not like Hasbro releases Optimus Primes and only Optimus Primes. Like, yeah, we get at least one Optimus Prime, at least 1 to 2 Primes every single toy line, but it's not like McFarlane where there's like 10,000 Batmans and 10 Batmans in one wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, the way how McFarlane runs their exclusives was also kind of iffy as well. So like, that was also kind of a iffy situation. I've like figured out half of it, but now I actually need the instructions. This guy has actually stumped me. So let's see. It's the arms that are confusing me. How do the arms orient? Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm currently right at the moment. You have to have them hinge up like so. These go in, the hands kind of go in right there. And then these kind of collapse on the sides. I see it now. Okay. I see how this works now. Yep, and I see the grooves right there that kind of form into the wheel wells for this guy. It's starting to make sense. Come on. There we go. And then these, the chest goes in. Oh, wait, I missed that step. Fudge. The chest was supposed to tab into these shoulders. There we go. Got it. Also, I should probably rotate his face around. Actually, no, that doesn't work. Fudge. That's why he has such a good neck joint, because it's supposed to help flatten his head out. And then these bits, the shoulder pads form the sides, and then you bring down this bumper here, and that locks all this in place. And there is pretty much his Cybertronian truck mode. Not too shabby looking, but what does look really poor is the weapon storage for the Star Saber. Oh man, that is just... You get the point. I get it, get the point. Anyway. But yeah, I just prefer taking this and you just... I think there's a way... You store it like... I think there's a way to store it like somewhere in between here, or like... There was another way of storing it that I can't remember, but like you put it like up here somewhere. The handle has to be like embedded in this part somewhere. I can't remember exactly where, but I'll figure that part out later. But yeah, not too shabby for this guy. So yeah, there's Prima. Okay, now that Prima is kind of out of the way, we have one more box. One more box. I am not disregarding what you're saying. All I'm saying is if Batman is low-hanging fruit that makes McFarlane so much money, why would he do anything else in his eyes? I mean, yeah. But again, it's because, as you kind of mentioned, it's kind of low-hanging fruit. McFarlane only cares about selling figures rather than what figures they are selling, if that makes sense. We have one more box here, by the way. This box comes to us also from Toy Arena, like I mentioned before. And this one is also a very highly anticipated figure. And again, I'm just going to get right on into it. Very, very good. And again, they packed this really well, too. No, hardly any damages to the box or anything like that. It's like a little ding over here, but like, again, packed really well. I don't feel like anything would be damaged in here. I'd be very shocked if it was. There's the insert. Here's their business card again. And then, oh gosh, the demonic noise of freaking packing material. Get that flip out of here. Oh, yes. Age of Extinction, Leader Class, Optimus Prime. That figure looks pretty dang good. Though, again, I wish there was more silver paint in the chest, even seeing it now in person. But, yeah. Age of Extinction Optimus. We finally got some more Bayverse love getting thrown around. Also, I'm not the biggest fan of his eyes, how they're just painted, but they look way better than the promotional image eyes. The promotional images looked really bad. Because, like, the way how the promotional images made it look, they painted, like, the entire eye, but now they've only painted, like, the retinas in his eye. So, like, they look a little cleaner now. And again, that artwork right there, or here's a better look at it. That artwork on the side looks, oh, that looks so good. And again, like I mentioned before, also, I did lie throughout the live stream. I have the figure now. I mentioned I don't have the figure. I didn't have it yet, but now I do. I like how the backpack is removable on this figure. I like how they gave you the option to do that, to have a cleaner looking robot mode. But again, it is completely optional. You can still keep it on to transform it. And again, they gave him butterfly joints and all this extra accessories and bullcrap. But let's get right on in there. I want to get this guy out. I actually have not watched any of the reviews or anything on this guy yet. So I have literally 0 impressions of this figure. It's not that I don't want to watch anyone's reviews. I just haven't had the time. You gotta be kidding me. Give me that. Also, cool instructions. The new... Bleh, dropped it again. Typical me, dropping stuff. I like how the instructions look. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. Yeah, he's got his sword right there, and then he's got more accessories in that bag right there. So let's get all that out. Oh, gosh, I didn't even realize that came out. The handle of the sword is removable. Why is that a thing? Bruh. Recognize one of your knights. Rips it out of the box. Very good. Looks a lot better than the orange Cheeto he had back in the original Voyager. All right. Let's free this man. Free this man. Come on. Where do you think you came from? You think you were born? No. You were built, and your creators want you back. We all work for someone. Which, speaking of Lockdown, that studio series, the original studio series Lockdown, might be considered an outdated figure compared to this guy. So we might have to get a new studio series Lockdown. I only say that because the original studio series Lockdown is a... oh, yeah, look at those opening hands. I knew this guy did have opening hands, not like Prima, but those look good. Dang. Yeah, this guy looks a lot better, especially in his proportions and everything. Holy crap. Anyway, as I was saying, the Lockdown might be a little too small compared to this guy now, so we might need an update to this guy. Or to the Lockdown, I mean. Huh. The only explanation I can come up with as to why the handle was separated, I think maybe they originally planned on this guy not having opening hands, but then later they were like, hey, let's give him opening hands. And so that's why the handle was removable, so you could actually slide it into his hand properly. But now that they have the opening hands, now they're stuck with the sword being 2 separate parts. Either that, or they needed to spend the budget on something. So I do have one major complaint, and again, it's the only complaint I really have about the figure so far, is there needed to be more paint up here around the head and around the chest area. So maybe some nice silver shiny paint, and then again, he has this blue on his face, all this blue paint, but then as you turn the head, he looks like just a plain gray model. Like this amount of gray is a little too plain for me on his head. Maybe the sword does break apart for better storage. I don't know, but with the leader class price point, this guy really should have needed more paint on his head. It looks way too plain looking, especially with the way how he has all this other gray around his head. It just makes his head start to kind of get lost in the detail of all the unpainted gray. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of how that looks, but I mean, the molding and sculpting and the engineering is great. This figure just sorely needed more paint in his upper head shoulder region. Yeah, let's get into the other accessories that he comes with. So he's got his shield in here. He has his arm blade. Again, this is the arm blade that he loses to Galvatron in the fight. He comes with his shield. Also, I love how they actually added a feature where the shield can open, though I don't know how it works. How does the shield flip and open? It's supposed to flip open into the cannon that he has. Oh, that flipping sucks. You literally have to remove the pieces. Like you actually pull them off and you slide it down one onto another port. I mean, I guess that's the best you could do, but there's the gun mode for the shield, I guess, but that's a little lazy, but I mean, at least they accomplished it in some way. See, and then see how there's the two 5mm ports, and then you just slide it from that one to the other one. See, then now you have it closed up again. Again, it's a little lazy, but I mean, it's whatever, I guess. I'd rather have that than have less paint on the head. I would have rather this guy had more paint than having that engineering. Yeah, there's that. And then the arm blade sticks to a little bit on his wrist right there. He can also hold it in his hand, too. Yeah, there's the arm blade that he's got on his arm. Oh, what's this? Oh, I forgot about this. This is an extra bit for the sword to store on his back. Let me actually show that off really quick. So this bit can store on his back, and then it allows you to take this sword and then you can just slide it in on his back like so. So it looks more like how it stores in the movie. Just like that. Very cool. Yeah, that is it for his accessories here. I've got garbage on my lap again. Okay. All right, so let us go over everything that we got in this live stream again. Studio Series Dark of the Moon is a Voyager scaled figure with pain, but Age of Extinction Prime doesn't, unfortunately. Yeah. Again, the head on that Voyager looks better than this one, which is a shame. But in terms of paint. Yeah, going over everything I got here. So we got Sentinel. I didn't unbox him, but I did show off and unbox Sentinel. I just didn't get him in the mail, obviously. But we got this guy, Dark of the Moon Shockwave. I mean, I have the original release of that figure. I have the original one. So we got Sentinel. We got 86 Scrapper. We got the Prima Prime. Still looking forward to Megatronus, by the way. And then we've got the Age of Extinction Leader Class Optimus Prime. And again, thankfully, I didn't have to pay actual money for this guy and the Scrapper because I used my gift card on these guys. So thankfully, I'm not too mad about the money I spent on these guys. But I did spend money on Prima, though, and I do like him. Also, I do have one more package that's still coming in the mail. I might do another unboxing live stream on that one, but it's only one little package. It's not anything super major, but I might do a thing on that, maybe. I'm still debating on it, but anyway. But yeah, so that is pretty much everything we got in the live stream unboxing. And again, what else was there? I talked about the channel updates. I have the new toy hunt video that's coming out. I have the new I have the TFCon video I still have to edit and put out. And then 3, I also have to do the my new reviews as well, because again, I've got Solus Prime, I got the Aerial Bots, I have Prima Prime now, I have Sentinel Prime, I've got Scrapper, I've got Age of Extinction Prime. Like, I've got my work cut out for me for reviews. And then on top of that, there's also, there's also all the stuff that I want to review that's not Transformers, like One Piece, and I have a couple Marvel Legends figures. I have a couple other miscellaneous. Like, here, let me see. Let me name off what I have that's not Transformers. So I've got some Star Wars figures, which I'm planning on saving my Star Wars reviews till closer to like May the 4th. But I have Star Wars reviews. I've got a couple Marvel Legends. I've got the One Piece SH Figure Arts. I have a NECA Predator I still have not reviewed. And then I also have... Who else was there? There was something else. Oh, this is still technically Transformers related, but it's something a little different. I also have those new Lego Transformer brickheads. I wanted to do a video on these as well. It would be a very short review because they're not like articulated or anything, and they don't transform. I wanted to do just a short, like maybe like 5 to 7 minute video on these guys. I have both the Prime and the Bumblebee. Ah! Again, me dropping things. I just dropped Optimus Prime. Fudge. Hang on, I needed... Piece fell off of it. Where did it go? Got it. Also, if you're wondering, his face fell off. Give me your face. Ironic that it's Optimus who lost his face. There we go. Anyway, I was trying to think. I could have sworn there was another non-Transformer review. When's the next non-TF review? I don't know. It'll definitely be one of the One Piece figures. I just haven't decided which one yet. But and again, I want the review to come out around the same, like sometime in beginning of April, so pretty soon actually. Because again, One Piece starts back up again in April, and so that's kind of what I've been waiting for. And then I have a couple Marvel Legends, but I'm still debating if I want to review those or not. But excuse me. Also, that was the other thing I forgot. I just saw the other thing I wanted to review. It's kind of out of my reach. It's kind of over there, but it's a set of Pacific Rim figures. Oh yeah, I did also get this guy recently. In addition to the Studio Series 86 Bumblebee that a friend of mine gave me, another friend of mine sold this to me recently. He's got dust on him. It's the Marvel Legends Doctor Doom from that Marvel Legends 3-pack, and he has the cloth cape and everything. You know, it's the newer Marvel Legends Doctor Doom from the 3-pack. Don't know if I'll do a video on the Doctor Doom, because I've never reviewed Doctor Doom before. I have 3 Doctor Doom Marvel Legends. I have this one, I have the Super Skrull Build-A-Figure one, and then I have the God Emperor Doom with the white suit. RDJ head on it? No. I'm one of those people who's not a big fan of RDJ being casted as Doctor Doom. Just saying. But yeah. Whose instructions was this? Oh, that was the Age of Extinction Primes. I didn't put it back in the box. Actually, no, I got that out because I want to transform him. I'm going to transform him later off camera. But, yeah, that is pretty much it for the live stream unboxing, unless you guys have some more questions or anything for me. An Oppenheimer. Ooh. I don't think I have ahead of that either. But you could do a 3-way Doom review, maybe. Um, but yeah, there is that going on as well. Also, this is kind of random. I don't know why I felt like bringing it up, but I've been watching a new anime. I just finished watching it, and I'm just curious if anyone else has watched it before. Linkamus Prime was highly suggesting me to watch it over and over and over again. But it was the Black Clover. I just finished it not too long ago, and I actually quite liked it. I don't know, I just felt like talking about it. But yeah, unless you guys have some questions, that's pretty much it for the live stream unboxing. I'm just trying to double check if there was any other channel updates I had. Like I said, just expect that new toy hunt to come out sometime either later tonight or sometime tomorrow morning. Again, I'm currently editing it, like it's like partway edited right now on my phone. So that's pretty much it. So if Hasbro ever makes a new Reed Richards, you could double review him with Doom. I could. I really want them to make a new Reed Richards that has like bendable, bendy wire arms and legs, especially with how they've been perfecting bendy wire with like Dr. Octopus, which actually that's a figure I have not reviewed yet. I have the Spider-Man 2 movie version of Dr. Octopus. I have the No Way Home Green Goblin. And then I also have that new 85th anniversary Wolverine, and then I also have what was I can't remember what the other one was, but I have a couple other Marvel Legends that I have not reviewed yet that I might also try to review as well. Because again, there's the Wolverine. I have a Deadpool I could possibly double review with him. I also have the the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. I have that figure as well with his big Hell Cycle and the flame effects. And like I have a bunch of Marvel Legends I could be reviewing as well. But we'll just have to see where it goes from here. But the Secret Wars Wolverine or the Astonishing Wolverine? The Astonishing Wolverine. I don't really care that much for the Secret Wars stuff. I didn't buy any of the Secret Wars figures because I don't really need any of them. I have the... Here, let me just grab him. It's the 85th anniversary, Astonishing Wolverine. This one. This guy. I have him paired up with my Marvel Legends Deadpool. I have him paired up with my Marvel Legends Deadpool on the shelf at the moment. And again, I could even do a double review between him and Deadpool if I wanted to. Oh yeah, there's again another set of figures I also need to review is the stuff that I got from TFCon. There's also that stuff as well. So like there's a bunch of stuff I could be reviewing, but yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this live stream unboxing. You gotta admit, Iron Man on roller skates is really funny. It is really funny. But again, I'm not really into the comic book design for Iron Man, or at least not the old 80s, kind of comic book design. I like Iron Man's comic book design where it's like the more muted colors, like the more maroon, red, and gold, rather than the bright McDonald's red and yellow. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna go get some lunch, and yeah, I will definitely talk to you guys later. Thank you for everyone who joined in and said hi on the live stream. And again, just thanks everybody for joining in. And I will definitely catch you guys next time with a new video. A plastic versus or something like that. Oh, you could take two figures of the same character and you can compare sculpt, accessories, articulation, and decide which one is better. Plastic versus or something like that. I guess I could do a video, something like that, where it's like comparing figures together. I have a lot of options I could do for stuff like that, but we'll have to see. Because again, currently right now, I'm also taking college classes and I have a job and yada. But like, I'll definitely get around to YouTube and such. But as of right now, I'm just gonna keep chugging along with the toy hunt that I have and some of the footage I've already got for the next review and yeah, we'll figure that out. I'm also going to put out some polls as well for people to vote on what reviews they want to see first. But anyway, that is basically it for this live stream unboxing. Thank you all for joining me. I know it's been a while, but at least this was a longer one. And again, thank you for anyone who's watching this till the very end when it's not live, or if it is live, whatever. Thanks for watching to the end. And I will catch you guys next time.